crazy out here, y'all. Stay focused. Let's go, KD. Take a look around you, look and find your way, man. Yeah, take a look around you, look and find your way, man. Yeah, I ain't talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Hey, you the one that say that. You and me go way back. When this whole thing over, I'ma send my invoice, pay that. You don't wanna say that. You don't want this payback. I keep my composure, this my kingdom, nigga, stay back. We had a couple of moments. You had a choice, nigga, own it. Your real colors, they showing. I'm real, nigga, I'm focused. When I come around, I'm fly with it. Stay moving, do buy with it. New sound, just vibe with it. Same truth and we die with it. I see it like it's an obstacle. I never sit on the fence. Nothing to me is impossible. Music of me to the end. Most of the shit is illogical. All of y'all niggas depend on what they pretend. Just think what you had. Stop looking at trends. You wearing your eyes like it's topical. Clearly now, the pain is gone. The fame is on. And they play my song. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, I ain't talk is talk. And move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the way. Got things to do. I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. New era, I got y'all. Real game, we pop off, no knockoffs. Open eyes, we watch out. Mobilize, won't cop out. COVID-19 cops out, don't flop now. Open skies, we fly now. New agenda, they try now. Most y'all getting real scared of the headlines we find out. End game getting real near. If you don't know, you behind now. Behind the times, government hide behind the lines. Most brands trying to monetize. All of us have to stay inside, don't socialize. Talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. This is that one song that you heard so many times, and every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song. But then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry. Yeah. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know. Yeah, whoa, East Coast with that gang gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast gon' ahead stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang, we famed up, got that change, we bagged up. Crew love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm wheezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick I'm queasy, whoa. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang. Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Hard time to shine, wifey is fine. I'm doing fine, glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang.
You already know this is about to be stupid.
Whoa. Hop out the range. I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. I took a sip, I'm not acting my age. I took a trip, now they got me on stage. Hop out the range. Hop out the range. Whoa. This a new range, new page. Got me in a new country, new stage. I ain't signed no deal, I'm too paid. I do not have chill, I'm too crazy. I do not take L's, I'm too Brady. I might be frosted, I'm not flaky. Don't know what it cost me, it's all gravy. Turn on that faucet and just pay me. Whoa, we gon' get it, bring it back. Maybe Donald is a Mac. Couple bottles, empty glass. New machine, I'm sending facts. Bump the headline, check the facts. I'm not a gangster, but I'm a gorilla. Hop on them drums when I'm feeling J Dilla. Come get your lady, cause I'm a just stiller.
Hop out the range, whoa. Yeah, I'm feeling strange, whoa.
Hop out the range. I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. I took a sip, I'm not acting my age. I took a trip, now they got me on stage. Hop out the range. Hop out the range. Whoa. There's no comparison, black in America, little too arrogant. I just embarrass y'all niggas irrelevant. I shouldn't mention it, that's royal etiquette. Out of my element, way too intelligent. Grab you a therapist, send him my sentiments. Neck full of sediments, caught me a Tesla and skirt through the valley. Dropped an investment in Silicon Valley. All of this cake, but I'm missing the patty. Might mess around and just move to Miami. Drums are so loud that they break in the chassis. King of the grass like a Lionel Messi. I am not crass, but my mental is messy. Mud in my glass while my pencil is sketching. All these rappers, but no one impressed me. Most of them actors that labels as testing.
How about the range, whoa. Yeah, I'm feeling strange, whoa.
Hop out the range. I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. I took a sip, I'm not acting my age. I took a trip, now they got me on stage. Hop out the range. Hop out the range. Whoa. Hop out the range. I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me.
Hop out the range, whoa. Yeah, I'm feeling strange, whoa.
Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, glowing up, but we still trapped. That's how a nigga survives. Flowing out, got the crowd packed. Yeah, that's how a nigga provides. Y'all insta this, y'all snap that, y'all diss this, and they snap back. Another mass shooting in the headlines. I'm like, damn, where that attack at? Cause y'all think this about race. They font that shit in your face. It's like every day it's the same agenda. It's really not that hard to trace. Fuck it, we might as well face it. Accept it, whatever it's wrapped in. There'll come a day when they run out of grace. So me and my niggas stay trapping. Yeah, ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Hey, someone be too who I wanted to be and then what I became. Ended up going my own way, but I couldn't stay in my lane. Now if I'm honest, I've taken a liking to wearing these chains. They hold me down, make it easier when I start feeling the pain. Out of the overflow, your heart, they say your mouth speaks. Well, my heart must be fucked up, cause I can't speak and I can't sleep. So I stay woke in this daydream. Got shit to do, got the world to see. Got the same crew, got some new fleets. There's an empire, fuck a boutique, that's real. I only say what I feel, got a new plate with the same meal. On a new hype with the same chill. Y'all too fake, I stay real. Got cast down from heaven, but I'm too good to stay in hell. I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, hey, I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Full normal.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 3236 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and yo hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everston K2 Flexing on all you All right, fam, hashtag Swole season. Drop in the comments down below for a chance to win today's Swole card. We are only taking comments today. We're only taking questions. So drop in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. Only questions. We got nothing else on the menu, just taking your questions or your topics because it's Sunday. Wanted to start alive just to be here. Felt like alive today. Yesterday's available episode is on Spotify. It's about stimulus and fatigue. I highly recommend you check it out on Spotify. It is audio only, so make sure you go check it out. And if you're on Spotify, you could also leave a comment and I read them, so make sure you go and do so. That's available over on the Daily Swole feed on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, so go and check it out. Hashtag Swole season for a chance to win today's Swole card. Drop in the comments down below. We're live on TikTok as well to take some questions, so drop your questions and your topics down below. Hashtag Swole season for a chance to be featured. Let's get it started. What program are you currently doing? If you're a member, where are you at? Michelle says, I'm about to start week 13 of Swole season. Fantastic. It's the perfect card for you. It is indeed the perfect card if you're starting Swole season, or if you're in Swole season, week 13. You're not starting Swole season. You're 3 months in. Good for you. Lavash, Papa Swolio, do you like to golf hitting the green at noon? I think I've played one full game of golf in my life. I barely remember. I think I played a game of golf once. I've gone to the driving range and I played mini golf, but no, personally, I don't like to golf. Not that I would dislike it per se, but I don't go golfing. I do like the sun, but I want my nips out. I don't think you go nips out on the green, can you? Dewey, Papa Swolio, thoughts on walking backwards on the treadmill? Heard it was good for bad knees and posterior chain. Why is my throat scratching? Got some bull milk caught in my throat. Walking backwards on the treadmill. I think walking backwards on the treadmill is pretty much the same as walking forwards on the treadmill. You're not really doing the work yourself. You're just kind of lifting your leg. So walking backwards on a treadmill, maybe if you're doing all the movement yourself, but you can break a treadmill if it's supposed to be motor based and you're walking backwards on it. I know there are some treadmills that are made for it to walk backwards on, maybe a slight incline. You could try it. If you're in a climate where you can't go outside and pull a sled, you could try that. But I personally recommend reverse pulls. Reverse sled pulls is great, but if you're in a snowy climate or something, you can try it. But I personally don't walk backwards on a treadmill. I don't even have a treadmill. So your preference, your choice. I don't have any real opinion on it, but I don't think really walking backwards is going to benefit you too much if the tread is actually moving on its own. But if you did a slight incline, there's probably some benefit. Just go slow, try it, see how you like it. It's better than not walking backwards at all. It really is. But of course, if you are doing a reverse sled pull, that concentric over and over again, it's really a great thing to do to warm up a leg day. Chris, 2504, Papa Swolio, how did you kick your Sour Patch Kid habit? Did you substitute some fruit or honey when you got a craving, or did you just go cold turkey? Cold. I just stopped. I got grossed out by it and just stopped. I even did a video where I bought a 5-pound bag of Sour Patch Kids and I smashed it with the hammer, and then I picked it up and vacuumed it all up. I didn't even eat one. So it just grossed me out. And plus, when you educate yourself and you learn and you have that epiphany, you understand what you're consuming and the garbage that you're consuming, I just stop. I don't really have that addictive personality. I wouldn't say it's compulsive or addictive. I have an obsessive personality, meaning generally when I get into something, I go all in and I do it and I commit. But if I get grossed out, I'm going to stop doing something and I have a reason to stop doing something, I'll just stop doing it. So no, I didn't have any cravings or any kind of, I need something sour. Just eat fruit. Fruit's fantastic. Eat some berries or some dried mango or anything like that. But I never had any kind of compulsion to, I need a Sour Patch Kid. I can't wait. What am I going to eat instead of it? I never had that. Never had that. Shockingly enough to some people, I just never stopped eating it. Never stopped again. Never started again. I haven't had one I don't remember the last day. I didn't mark the last day. This is the last Sour Patch Kid, but probably the last video that you ever saw me eating them in was probably the last one. It's been like 8 or 9 years. All right. Let's see. Questions. They See Me Smile. Did you have a business mentor? No, not in particular, but I had, a couple friends that had some more experience in certain areas. So I learned some stuff about Facebook ads at the beginning from a friend of mine. But no, YouTube videos, podcasts, reading, and application, trying different things. The internet is a wealth of knowledge. So if you want to learn how to run ads or do anything with an online business or any kind of business, just do searches, read articles, start applying these principles. Application. If you want to learn how to do video editing, then start editing videos. That's the best way to do it. You don't need to go to college. Don't take a course. Just download, use Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere, and then just watch videos. If there's something you want to do, watch a video. YouTube it. Hey, how do I add a cut here? How do I add a transition in Adobe Premiere or Final Cut Pro? And then you'll watch a video. I'll show you how to do it. Then you do it. Then you know how to do it. Then you practice. So if you want to learn how to do something, start by doing it and watching videos and tutorials and DIYs and things like that. You want to learn how to do anything in your house. If you are someone that wants to do it yourself, hey, how do I change out a garbage disposal? YouTube it. That's how I learned how to work on my car like decades ago. Just go online and start watching videos on how to change the oil or how to change or drop the transmission or do X, Y, and Z. Not recommending everyone do transmission work, but if you're interested in working on things, you can find everything online. What's a Jehovah? What's a Jehovah? Should I go to sleep? Probably. If it's time for you to go to sleep, go to sleep. Okay, taking questions. If you want to join the fam, head on over to swolenormousx.com. A lot of you are saying, hey, I like your shirt. Thank you. Link is in my bio on TikTok, papaswolio.com. Get your Power Pump Girls. Power Pump Girls are jacked. papaswolio.com, 20% off all merch. Mugs, hats, flags, hoodies, everything. We'll stay here only for questions. If we don't get a lot of questions, we'll have a short show, but drop it in the comments down below. Yesterday's episode is on Apple and Spotify. I'm reading a Dave Ramsey book. Ramsey doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to Bitcoin. Dave Ramsey is living in 1960 when it comes to advice. Good idea to stay out of debt, but there's beneficial uses in certain situations. But if you have a lot of debt you're trying to get out, a lot of it is very basic, understandable, logical advice. How to save. Bitcoin is the best savings technology, but I think he's anti-Bitcoin. He's not in favor, but he'll come around. It's there for those that need it. If you have tons of real estate and a huge business, you're not in the same type of need as a lot of people. Love your shirt. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. All right. More questions. Drop in the comments down below. We're live on Rumble and YouTube. The Daily Swole on Rumble. Best place to watch. Come on over. Join the fam over on Rumble. Rumble.com/The Daily Swole. Dewey, I used to listen to a lot of Dave Ramsey. His baby steps plan for getting out of debt is goated. Everything else I pretty much disagree with him on. He is also definitely wrong on BTC, marriage, etc. What do you disagree with him on in terms of marriage? I'm not an expert on Dave Ramsey content. Every time I see clips, it's kind of like, hey, stop spending money on stupid shit. Look, he has great advice when it comes to don't spend on things that are out of your price range. He's very good for people that are compulsively trying to, quote, keep up with the Joneses and the neighbors. A lot of people that are in debt. Hey, I'm $300,000 in debt. And their debt is like $80,000 on a car. Why do you have $80,000 in a car on a car loan? That's just insane. So he has really good advice for just buying a car cash. Buy it. Don't have a car payment. It's smart. You get rid of all the depreciation. Sometimes people buy new cars or new trucks because it's a write-off for your business and things like that. There might be some strategies where it's effective, but a lot of times people are living in a house or they're renting something that's way too expensive for what they can afford. They have all these extra expenses that just add up and people don't cut back enough. So a lot of people just spend more than they bring in. So it's just terrible habits. All those things add up. So I agree with that. I agree with a lot of, it's just fundamental, logical approach to life. And a lot of people need that. A lot of people need that. But his idea of like, oh, pay off your house, pay off your mortgage. Like a lot of times that's just the worst idea possible. You know, you should be investing. You should be stacking sats, not throwing it all into, in my opinion, housing is not a good place to store your value. Okay, Papa Swole, are there exercises that are more beneficial on a Smith machine with an angle versus straight? That are more beneficial with an angle? I don't know. It's really your preference. My Smith has a slight angle. In the future, I might be changing my Smith machine, but you can pretty much do every single exercise. Some machines go all the way to the ground, which is great, but not all of them do. Chris, Papa Swole, what does a converging chest press? Some people might prefer a slight angle. Vertical is great too. They both have their benefits and downsides, I suppose. Papa Swole, what does a converging chest press machine do for your chest that standard flat bench can't? Converging. Standard flat bench has no convergence. So you're not moving. You're not getting the same type of tension with horizontal adduction that you're getting with a converging chest press. If you're using dumbbells, there's no tension when you're coming together. Same thing with the bar. Your hands aren't coming closer together. You're still getting some horizontal adduction because your arms are straightening, but they're not coming together. There's no tension in that converging pattern. It's just whatever you're limited with in terms of the bar or a Smith machine or another chest press that doesn't have convergence. It's not the biggest deal because there's still some great chest presses. And of course, barbell bench is great. Smith machine bench is great. And those don't have convergence. A lot of times with chest, people go way too wide. You want more of a narrow grip and you want that angle. You don't want to be too abducted with your shoulders. So you want to keep your elbows more tucked. It'll hit more upper chest and it's a much better angle for your chest. Dewey, Dave has more of an idealized traditional view on marriage. One joint account, high income earner, husband paying off other partners' debt, etc. Yeah, he's very big on when you get married, you're a team, everything gets combined, every last thing gets combined. I don't think that's necessarily required. It depends on the individual, it depends on the husband and the wife. Because Mama Swole and I, we both have businesses, so we're not going to, we don't combine our accounts like that because I have a business account. She has a business account. We're not combining our business accounts. But of course, personal accounts, as long as you're getting everything paid for and you and your your husband or wife, you're on the same page. In other words, you should be making decisions together. Dewey says, paying off a mortgage when we had rates that were 2.25% just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because you're going to be so much better off taking that money. Let's say you owe $100,000 on your mortgage. You're much better putting that into Bitcoin or putting something that's going up 60% ARR rather than paying off a mortgage that's that low. And any kind of mortgage, you stretch that out because you're going to make more by investing and savings in the best technology possible. But of course, everyone's different. Some people for psychological, again, whatever you're doing with your finances, whatever you're doing with your investments, and this is not financial advice, but you want to be able to sleep at night. So you need to, some people, they get stressed out based on maybe what's overhanging their head in their mortgage. Maybe you have $60,000 left and it would just be such a psychological relief for you just to pay it off. Maybe that's the right decision for you. Everyone's a little bit different. But if you're stressing yourself out, if you're stressed out, you're probably over allocated in whatever investment you are, or you don't understand what you're investing in. And if that's the case, then you need to learn more. So what Cerny says, do what's right for you and your situation. I think all these things are good advices. And I think what Dave Ramsey puts out, if you don't have a structure and you don't have a plan, he can give you a plan, which is just like with any kind of training program in terms of fitness. If you're just doing stuff and you're not getting results, then get on this plan that will take you this direction. There's actually do this and then B and then C and then D. And if you have a lot of debt, then a lot of those approaches are good because you got out of hand. You overspent. Chris, what's the sleeper build? I don't know who wants a sleeper build. What's a sleeper build? People want to not look big, but be big. A sleeper build is like that came from sleeper car, right? You have a Civic that's supercharged X, Y, and Z, and the car looks stock, but it's really fast because you're souping it up, but it doesn't look like it's fast. Same thing with, I guess, a physique. You don't look big, but you are big. I don't understand. I don't want a sleeper build. I want to look muscular. I want to look muscular. I want to be muscular. I don't want to have a sleeper build. I want to look big. Dewey says, we are more of a run our marriage like a business couple. We have a joint checking, joint savings, individual accounts, individual business account, a joint brokerage. Nothing wrong with that. So if you both have a business, this might be the classic approach if the husband works and the wife doesn't. Like you were saying, it's a traditional marriage where the wife might be a stay-at-home mom and taking care of the kids and managing the household. So it would make sense that you have a checking account that both of you have access to, that maybe the profits or whatever from your business go into one account. If you want to make a purchase, it's all coming out of one thing. You make decisions together. But with a business account, you're not just going to combine all the businesses and all the stuff like that. So when you talk about household income, that's going to be whatever profits and stuff from the business. Then you have a joint account that you both have access to. So as long as you can, again, if you communicate, I don't think there's anything wrong with a husband having, quote, his money and her money. It's still both of your money, but maybe you have accounts that you can make your decisions. As long as it works for you, I don't think there's any wrong way to do it. But of course, if you're not doing well and things are wrong, this is why you're going to Dave Ramsey. You're having issues that you need to be solved. And then there might be, hey, if you're doing it like this is not right for you. You should do this because what you're doing is wrong or it's not working out. If you're calling into Dave Ramsey, something's wrong, you need a problem solved, and he's going to give you his idea of a solution, and he's been very successful. So good for him. And he's helped a lot of people, and it's a lot of good advice. It's just very traditional, like a lot of you were saying. It's not up to date in many cases. It's not the way it was in the 60s, 70s, and 80s where you just buy a house for 20 grand. So not everyone can buy a house for obvious reasons. And in my opinion, it's not a good investment, especially now. Where'd I get that shirt? We make them. papaswolio.com, 20% off. Link is in the bio. More questions, drop in the comments. Just here to take questions. If you're watching on Rumble, hashtag Swole season for a chance to win today's Swole card. We got Papa Swolio.
Hadouken!
Papa Swolio. Looking good. Dewey says, credit to Dave Ramsey where credit is due. Controlling spending, not financing expendable purchases, having a budget, great advice and plan. Again, control your spending. Look, if you want to make more money, a lot of people are spending money on stupid shit. If you stop spending money on stupid shit, you have more money to pay off other things. It's very easy to be like, hey, credit card, free money. But then, of course, you're starting to pay interest and then it builds up. And especially for people that have, I would say, you have a set income, right? You're getting paid X amount every 2 weeks or whatever it is. You know what's coming in. And if more is going out, it's fundamentally broken. There are a lot of people that have mortgages that are $3,000, $4,000 a month. You can find them, you can, I'm not saying it's easy, but a lot of people are living in houses or they're renting in areas where they shouldn't be, or they have a car that they shouldn't have. You don't need a brand new BMW that's $900 a month for a car payment. You can make a better decision and have a $300 a month or a $400 a month car payment. In other words, you could downsize and then you're saving $500 a month. You pay off your debts, and then in a couple years, you don't have the stress, you don't have the liability, and it just makes sense. So in other words, it's about making better decisions. And that's what we're trying to do here for the podcast in terms of fitness and nutrition. We're helping people make better decisions. This is what I always say. If you have $50 to eat, are you spending it on DoorDash or are you getting pounds of grass-fed beef or eggs? You're making a decision with the money. You're making a better decision for your health. You have X amount of money, make a better decision with that money. Lavash says, I like to think we share the account that pays all the bills and handles everything. And then if you have extra cash, then that's yours to spend on whatever. But I'm also not married. Well, it's a big difference, but yeah. And what Dave Ramsey also says, he's not against having money and doing things that are enjoyable. But if you're in a lot of debt, you don't have that luxury of spending money on other things. You need to take care of what's outstanding. And then after that, then you have more money for investing, or if you want to go on a vacation, you can save and put away for that. In other words, he's saying don't finance luxuries. Make sure that you are getting everything in order so you're above water, and then you can make decisions based on what you can actually afford. All right. Chris N2504, Papa Soy, what's worse, having bad habits and being morbidly obese, or having the same shit habits but being skinny because of Ozempic? That's a good question. I don't know. It depends. That's a good question. What's worse, bad habits and actually having bad habits and then taking Ozempic? I would say probably Ozempic because it gives you false expectations. Maybe there's benefits of just not being obese, but there's also side effects from Ozempic, and it doesn't change your habits. I say they're both bad, but taking Ozempic gives you this false idea that you're healthier because you're not actually obese, even though not being obese is a good thing. They're very close. It's a good question. I don't know what's worse. Don't do either. How about that? Pam says, we were divorced for a short while, so we got separate accounts and kept them when we got remarried, but have a joint account for household bills. That's also something that's a good option. So I don't want to say there's one way versus the other, but if you're married, you are a team. So bottom line, you need to make sure that you're transparent and that you are communicating that way everything gets taken care of. Dewey, Papa Soy, what are your thoughts on specialty squat bars like Safety, Ox, Chamber? I don't know what a chamber bar is, etc. They have applications. I have a transformer bar, so you can adjust where the stress is. You can go front rack, you can go hip hinge. So there's a lot of good options with the bar. It can give you different options and different leverages. There's nothing wrong with them. Sometimes a Duffalo bar or a Safety bar can help you. Some people have issues with that external rotation, but I always say make sure you train your body so you can get in those positions. But there might be some bars that are beneficial for whatever reason. Just tools. Just different tools. Enjoy your shirts, Chili Willy. Make sure if you're interested in the Power Pump, make sure you click the link in bio for 20% off, papaswolio.com. I don't know if my TikTok shop is actually active. Just go to the website. You get better deals anyway. So you have to make sure that you are look, it's between you and your husband or you and your wife. So if you're on the same page, again, you have to really keep in mind what works for you might not work for someone else. I don't think it's that complicated. But bottom line, if it's not working, then you want to go back to the drawing board and maybe try something that does work. That's what he's pretty much saying. You're not calling Dave Ramsey for help if you don't need help. Or if everything's working well, you're not on that program, so to speak. So I'm not going to discount all the good that his programming has done. It just teaches people fundamental habits. This is what we do. Hey, you're putting food in your mouth. Make sure you're putting the right stuff in your face hole. That's pretty much what he's saying. Hey, you only have $100. You shouldn't be spending $300. It's such common sense, but you forget people have credit cards and it might be good in an emergency, but in many cases it's not. The problem with the credit score system is that it encourages you to get into debt. So you guys know this. You pay off your credit card and then your credit score gets hit. It's a complete ass backwards system that I resent completely. It's garbage. It's really garbage. It only benefits people that are close to the spigot, like institutions that can borrow really cheap. So we can't borrow really cheap as retail. You know, you're going to get 20% interest rates or 15%. You're not a bank. You're not able to borrow money at 5% or 4% or 0% like it was for years. I mean, credit's definitely not required. You don't need credit. That's the big grift, is that you need credit cards or you need a high credit score. You don't. What you need is money. What you need is money. And if you have savings, then you're more free. You have more options. So what I really think people need to do and think about is optionality. You want to make sure you open your options. If you have choices, you're going to feel better. It's great to have an emergency and just not have to worry about it. Hey, my car broke down. It's a pain in the ass in the short term because, oh shit, I got to call a tow truck or get my car fixed. But if you have the money to get it fixed and you saved away for that, it's just a minor inconvenience rather than something that destroys your life and stresses you out for a while. If you're running on zero and you have nothing, then that can be a huge, overcoming, undertaking or a very stressful situation. So one of the best things about having savings and being mindful of that is when you have these little inconveniences, it's exactly that. It's an inconvenience. All right. Taking questions. Pam says we always pay for vacations with cash or we don't go. I see a lot of comments from people when they see all these things on Instagram, people traveling around the world, asking how the hell are people paying for all this? A lot of times they're not. They're paying on credit. They go into debt to go on vacations. So the thing is, you go on vacation, you spend $5 or $10 and then you're stuck with the bill and that crazy interest rate. So a lot of times people take vacations and they just get into debt for these kinds of experiences. And then you tend to resent that. And then you add stress to your life. Jeremy, I finally got my student loans paid off. I've never even used my degree. Well, that's sorry to hear that, but yeah, that's because the education system or the student loan debacle is just, it's such a grift. But at least it's paid off. Feels good, right? Michelle Clifford just had a $5,600 car repair. What was that? What'd you have to do for $5,600? Was it an accident or was it a transmission? That sounds like a transmission or something. Especially if you're paying $5,600, most cars that would just be totaled. But especially nowadays, what kind of car are you going to buy for $5,600? You may as well get something fixed. Sounds like something transmission related when it gets that high. So grateful for savings and not having to borrow money. Yep. So it sucks, right? It sucks. You have to pay that much for a car repair, but if you have it, that's why you saved it. And it sucks, but it doesn't add stress to your life. You had the money you put it away for that kind of situation. That's why you put it away. Cerny says you should always have money stashed for emergencies, only to be touched for emergencies. Yeah. So when Cerny has really good strategy, especially when the stock market crashed in 1929. Cerny had savings, so she was able to weather the storm and get through the Great Depression. So good advice. Let's see. Dewey. Speaking of student loans and Dave Ramsey, he had a good podcast series called Borrowed Future about student loan debacle. I think everyone should check out. PK, we have a $1,000 credit card we survive on, pay off monthly, save every dollar while paying the debt game to leverage and build. It works for us. But we know people who would screw themselves up by buying useless shit. And I think he's generally against credit cards as like a principle. But this is usually, if you're paying it all off, if you're using it for cash flow and you're paying it all off, then you're actually responsibly using it. But it's just a risk, right? Because then all of a sudden you can't pay it off and then you have the interest, and obviously it can get out of control. But if it works for you, then it works. If you're paying it all off every month, then you're not paying the interest. So it's just kind of an additional cash flow if you can rock it. Not financial advice, just answering questions, of course. Yeah, but it's nice paying off student loans. It's nice not having that hanging over your head. But the interest rates on credit cards it should be illegal. There should be a cap to how much they can charge. You know what? I don't even like that kind of stuff. I don't like that kind of cap. I don't like the government regulation. But the problem is, how many different credit card companies do you have? Like 2 or 3? The problem is it's monopolized. So there isn't competition. You're not getting good competition. If there was more competition, then you'd have the competition for lower interest rates. So it's something to do with like Visa and MasterCard and these companies that have a monopoly over the credit industry. Alex, Papa Swolio, what's the most retarded ideology you've ever heard when it comes to diet and lifestyle advice? I think it's everything in moderation. It's been preached to me my entire life. I'll take your pick. There's a lot of retarded. There's a lot of retardation. Everything in moderation is the same as nothing. Everything in moderation is the best way to stay average and to not make progress. The problem with student loans is that you're not guaranteed to get a job in many of these fields that are going to pay it off anywhere close. If you're getting a degree in gender studies, you're not paying that off. If you're going to law school or medical school, obviously, you're in better position, but those loans are really ridiculous, like $400,000 or $500,000+ in debt. But those are usually high paying jobs that you're more likely to pay off, but you're definitely getting in deeper. But of course, if you're going to be a doctor, better chance that you'll be able to pay those things off, depending. I'm glad my student loan interest rate was like 3.375. This is back from like the early 2000s, so it wasn't that bad. Okay. Oh, did I say the word retarded? I just got kicked off of TikTok. Did I say retarded? Oh, Alex, you baited me. You made me say the word fucking retard. God damn it. God damn it. You made me say retard. I forgot about that. I can't say retard. I think that's why I get banned on TikTok, because I say retarded. It's my favorite word. I did say it. Okay. It says live access. You ready for this? It says live access removed. Maybe I can, you guys want to see what I get? Do I agree with this decision? No, I don't. No, I don't at all. fucking retarded. I'm definitely going to appeal that. I'm going to appeal it. I don't know if anyone's going to. Violation reasons, hate speech, and hateful behaviors. You ready for this? Let me read this violation. Let me see this. Hate speech and hateful behaviors. TikTok is enriched by the various backgrounds of our community members. Our differences should be respected rather than a cause for division. We do not allow any hateful behavior, hate speech, or promotion of hateful ideologies. Well, then you should be against LGBTQAI plus XYZ. This includes content that attacks a person or group because of protected attributes. Visit our community guidelines for more information. Well, that's fucking retarded. Thanks for going live. Fuck you. Appeal submitted. That's not going to get approved. If I said the word retard. Awesome. Cool story. Thanks. Can I go live? Let me see if I can go live again. Oh, it doesn't let me. Live access suspended. You can go live and join a live as a guest starting from March 19th. Oh, I'm banned for like 4 days? Oh, fuck you. You fucking faggots. All right, I forgot that I couldn't say retard. You know what I love? That saying the word retard is such a free-flowing part of my conversation that I even forgot to... Whatever. Fuck that. I guess we're not taking questions on TikTok. Should we go on Instagram? We're just taking questions, so I guess we'll just shut down the show, I suppose. Let me just go live on Ask Papa Swolio. Live. All right, we'll go live on Instagram just to get some more questions. Garbage. The reason why I'm loading up Instagram and TikTok is just because we get a lot more questions. A lot of you that watch the show, you might have some questions, but you watch every day, so you already ask your questions every day. Garbage. That was awful. Michelle, so is TikTok assuming Papa is a disrespectful person? I suppose so. I don't care. I'm totally fine. I don't care how TikTok views me. I actually think it's healthy if TikTok bans me because TikTok is a garbage app. It sucks. Lavash, Papa Swolio, why is it so difficult to find a girl who prioritizes healthy eating? My dates never seem to go far because most girls prefer going out to eat shit food as a usual activity. Most people are fat and unhealthy. Most people are fat, unhealthy, and plugged into the matrix. You got to find a girl at the gym or something like that. Or if you're doing online dating profiles, be like, I want someone that takes care of their health. Again, a lot of times people post on dating profiles, whether it's Tinder or whatever it is nowadays, they post what they think people are going to want to hear. Just lay it all out there. If you're looking for an actual relationship, lay it all out there and then sift it accordingly. Let's see. Dewey, I was at a store yesterday and I overheard some teenager call his buddy on the phone a fag. I'm so glad the Zoomy kids are pushing against the pussy-ass millennial shit. Yeah, fag and retard are great words. Say them liberally. Use them often. For those of you that are just joining on Instagram, you could ask questions. We'll be here only taking questions. I got banned on TikTok Live because I said retard, which is a great word. And I'll continue to use it, so hopefully Instagram is nice to me. Makes me regret going live. What's the dating site today? Is it still Tinder? When I was in the game, it was Tinder. It was Plenty of Fish. I never did Match.com. Now there's just tons of apps, though. Those were all websites. Yeah, TikTok sucks. TikTok sucks. It's awful. It's such a worthless app. I can't post anything. I can't post anything or say anything. Instagram's better. TikTok had a brief period. I mean, it was always like that, actually. What's terrible is that when TikTok was really starting to explode, I was going super, super viral on a different account, but then every video would explode after like a minute, get like 100,000 views, and then get flagged. You know the balls deep edits we do on the podcast? I was posting those on a TikTok account, and each one was exploding with views. They're going super viral, and then it would explode within a few minutes to 100,000, and then get flagged for community violations, and then the account just got shut down. So it's been like this for a long time. When it was Musical.ly, and then TikTok bought it or whatever, and then 2019, it's been bad ever since TikTok was exploding, which is 2019. Matt says that shirt is great. Thank you. If you want to pick it up, papaswolio.com, 20% off. Everything on the site. We're just taking questions today, so we're hanging out. If you got topics, maybe you don't have a question, maybe you just want to talk about a certain... Alex says, God, I forgot Musical.ly existed. Yeah, well, it turned into TikTok. I was on Musical.ly in 2016 or 2017, whenever it first came out, and it was dead. It was dead. And then whenever TikTok bought it, or ByteDance, they turned it into TikTok, and then it blew up. I think there is a Swole Mates app. I think they already have that. Dewey, Papa Swolio, did you see the leaked trailer for the live action Powerpuff Girls that didn't come to fruition? I did not. That must have been horrible if it didn't come to fruition. Oof. Yeesh. Cerny says, dating sounds like a real bitch these days. Why is it so difficult now? Because of OnlyFans and the degradation of our culture. Feminism has taught girls to be like men and to sleep around and destroy their value. High value men do not want whores. They will sleep with them, but then they'll leave them behind. And then these women turn into 30 and 4-year-old cranky ultra liberals with 10 cats and wonder why they're upset, and they're just angry and they just shout at Trump all day. Because he's a fascist. Well, you're just a whore, and you're washed up and no one wants you, and you're angry about it. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Waiting for the Papa Swolio dating app. Everyone, you have to show proof of gym. Proof of gym. So every person has to take a picture of a gym, and AI will scan the picture and be like, all right, this is a gym. Cool. You're only able to use the app every day. You have to check in and show a picture of a gym in order to keep the app going. It has to be live. It has to be, you have to like videotape yourself in the gym. It's one of those confirmation videos, and the AI can tell if you're in a gym or not. Michelle says, I was just telling someone the other day, no man wants a boss babe. No man does. I shouldn't say no man. Maybe there's a couple. But no one wants the whole boss bitch thing. Men don't find that attractive. Men largely do not find that attractive. That's not what attracts men. But that's what feminism has lied to society about and lied to young women. Go get a job. Go earn. Go become a high earner. Guys aren't attracted to that. And the corporation doesn't care about you. So what happens is you have a lot of women going to the workforce, benefits the government. They're able to tax more people, blah, blah, blah. You give your fertile youth to a corporation that doesn't care about you. And then you wake up when you're 35 and realize that no one cares about you. meaning the corporation doesn't care about you. They'll fire you the first chance they have to make some cuts, and then you don't have your career, and then you don't have your job, you don't have your youth, you don't have your fertility, and people are angry about it. Feminism is a scam. Always has been, and it's suckered a lot of people, unfortunately. That's why you have this trend of traditional. It's not traditional. It's just, women are caring. Women are very caring and empathetic. This is why more women go into healthcare in terms of nursing, because you're supposed to have kids and supposed to be empathetic and caring for your family. You're not supposed to be going out to war and battling in the corporate world. That's for high testosterone. That's for men to go, and that's corporations and business. That's just, it's war, but it's not physical war. You're not supposed to be going out there battling. That's for men to do. And I'm not saying women can't do it. Obviously there are some, but there's a reason why it's overwhelmingly male, because that's how men are wired. And I'll go back to saying, I hate the term, and I always say, I hate the term stay-at-home mom or housewife. I don't like that because it makes it seem lazy. And that's why it's always used as as a derogatory. I'm a stay-at-home mom. That's very hard. That's valuable work. You're raising a family, you're raising children, you're managing a household. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of fucking work. So I don't like the connotation in culture and society that makes it seem like you're not doing anything, which is absolutely not true. But that's what young women have been told. And by the time they realize that they want to have a family and they want to do this and stay at home, a lot of women will say on the DL, like, I would love to not work and stay at home. It's not that you're staying at home and not working. You're just working with actual returns. When you're out at a corporation or you're working at a supermarket or you're working at a business, they don't care about you. When you're investing in your house and your family, they love you and it's valuable and you're investing in the future. When you're at a corporation, you're expendable. You're not expendable in a family. Lavash, I just want someone who generally cares about what they put in their body and their future children's body, and people's minds are blown. It's not much to ask for. Unfortunately, in today's society, it is, but fundamentally, it's not. And really, when it comes to a relationship, what men don't need or want love. Men want respect. Men want respect. You want to make your man cry or really feel good? Thank him for the roof over your head. Thank him for the running water. Thank him for the electricity. Thank him for having transportation and cars. Thank him for putting food on the table. That's all that men want. They want respect and acknowledgement. That's it. Men want to be respected. Men don't want love. You ask a man, does he want love or respect from his woman? He's going to say respect. Love is an abstract term. Hot young single gym baddies hit me up on the Papa Swolio dating app. Hey, the gym, the app is just called Go to the Fucking Gym. Meet your swole mate. Pam says, yes, my husband does so much for our family. So grateful. Yeah, and just make sure you tell him. You could show him and tell him, and he's going to feel great about it. That's what men want. Men want respect. Men want respect from their peers and from their family and from their wife. Store Machine, I quit dating because the bare minimum is a rare commodity and everyone is competing for the few that have it. I have horses and dogs and I'm happy. That's the thing with social media. So people are asking, why is it so hard to date today? And we've talked about this before. If you go to a small town, there used to be the catch of the town, right? There's the hot girl in the small town, but now she's on Instagram or OnlyFans, and you have all these celebrities and high value men in all these big cities or around the world that are, hey, I'll fly you out here. Hey, local dudes don't have the same type of access. You can't be a local, you don't have the same kind of leverage as you used to maybe 50 years ago if you were the local mechanic and you had a successful auto shop and stuff like that. And you were a high value man in the local town. You're not landing the hot girl in town anymore. She's on OnlyFans or she's on Tinder and doing like sexual tourism. I think a lot of people don't realize that women, and I would say most women, whether or not they realize it, most women want that. Most women want to be taken care of. They want to be provided for. But I think that just tears at what they've been brainwashed to think, that it's not enough, that they have to, you look online, you have to be traveling the world, you have to be on jets or on boats and all this kind of stuff. And what people realize with time, right? They realize with time and with maturity that that's not fulfilling. Once you've done it a couple times, it's like, okay, it's just the same old shit. And then you're left with this empty hole in your life and you don't know why, and you're angry and you're frustrated. So you project that anxiety and that frustration into the world, and you get involved with politics and you start shit posting liberal garbage because you're angry at the system and the patriarchy when you just fucked yourself over. It's like this pent up aggression based on your disappointment with your life because you were misled. So I understand the anger, but it's misdirected. What can you say about Ramadan dry fasting? I'm glad I don't do any of that stuff. I like to make gains. I'm not starving myself all day. Time to make gains. Time to make gains. Dry fasting? You're not eating or drinking? Look, you could believe in God and still make gains. God wants you to make gains. Not eating all day is not helping. It's not doing anything. My opinion. I don't do any of that stuff. But if you don't want to eat all day, cool. More gains for me. Nice. There we go.
House is a fucking prison on planet bullshit. In the galaxy of this sucks camel dicks.
How come everyone always asks me, so I guess Ramadan's going on right now? People always ask me about it. I'm like, I don't care what you do. I don't care what you do. What do I think about not eating all day or not drinking water? I don't like it. I don't do it. Not going to do it. Just telling you the truth. Cerny, all the women in my family who have lost their husbands are still single, and that's the way they want it. Let's see here. Silvas, Papa Swolio, I've been CrossFitting for like 2 years, and I've thrown the towel 5 months ago. It cuts off. You probably threw in the towel because it's not sustainable. You could do a lot of things for a while, whether it's CrossFit or any other type of poor programming. People underestimate how long the body can withstand something. You can push through being burnt out, being injured. At any point, if it breaks down, I still have to go through my programming and readjust depending on exercise that I've done. Yesterday's episode on Spotify talks about that. You still have to adjust and adapt and tweak and change your programming on a regular basis on a small micro level to make sure you're able to sustain your output. Dust off Bravo. If gains were a limited resource, how would you go about getting the most? What do you mean? They are a limited resource. Maximize stimulus, minimize fatigue. Stimulus needs to outpace atrophy. So frequency and intensity is the game, not volume. Yesterday's episode talks all about that. Alfarius Twin. Papa, so I've been going to the gym like crazy ever since my wife asked for a divorce just to get my mind right and stay out of the house. Well, the gym's a good place to be regardless. All right, last chance for questions. Feel like we're winding down. Got banned on TikTok because, well, they're communists. So drop your last chance questions in the comments or topics. Last chance to get your question or your topic discussed. Drop in the comments. Live on Rumble and YouTube at The Daily Swole. Where'd you get your shirt? papaswolio.com. 20% off on the website. Link is in the bio on Instagram. Don't trust China. China is asshole. Dewey is correct. Don't trust a China. China is asshole. China is asshole. And I'm reading that verbatim. Asshole. China is asshole. Store Machine, I'm in the process of reprogramming temporarily. My job is working the piss out of me and my sleep is off. And even my upper lower split is burning me out. Might need more off than every other day. There you go. See, that's all the game is, right? So maybe you do Monday, Thursday, add another day. Or you do full body and you do full body 2 or 3 times a week, maybe Monday, Thursday, or Monday, Friday. You do full body and then you add 2 days off, Monday, Thursday, Sunday. You do full body. You have options. You have options. As long as you're aware, you can tweak on the fly. And sometimes it catches up quick and you're like, I'm burnt out. So tweak it. Tweak it. See, there's certain exercise that might tax you a little bit more. For example, doing JM press, that's taxing on the elbows. I try to do it every other workout, but sometimes my elbow, it gets a little bit more fatiguing. So I try to limit pairing up certain exercises. Doing too many press movements can be fatiguing. So if I'm doing one all-out set for, let's say, incline press, and then I'm doing an overhead shoulder press, and I'm also doing JM press, that's essentially 3 sets that are overloading for heavy press movement. Probably better to space them out. So I try not to do a heavy shoulder press on a day where I'm also doing a heavy chest press. And I try not to do a JM press on days where I'm doing other heavy pressing movements. So you have to see what your limit is for your joints, because remember, if you're doing pressing movements, you're using your elbows, right? You're using your extensors, using your triceps. It's overloading in the same manner for doing a chest press and a shoulder press and a JM press. That's a lot on the elbows. You might be better off doing a JM press when you're doing a pec fly, or doing a shoulder press when you're doing a pec fly, or when you're doing a heavy press like a chest press, you're doing lateral raises instead of a shoulder press, and you're doing tricep pushdowns instead of a JM press. So exercise selection matters. Chris N. Papa Swolio, can you do me a favor and explain why you don't have to go, quote, up on a calf raise? I remember you saying something about only having to go from the floor to neutral. Well, from the floor, that's when the calves have the most leverage. You don't need to go up on your tippy toes. The calves don't have good leverage from neutral. You're getting a lot of you're getting like your foot extensors from going from neutral up. So that peak going up on your tippy toes, that's not really leverage for your calves. Calves work really well and get the most leverage from the stretch mediated hypertrophy. So you want to load up the calves, focus on the stretch and getting to at least neutral. That's most important. So the problem is a lot of people are biasing towards how high they can get. So they drop the weight tremendously and they under stress their calves because they're trying to get full range of motion up into their tippy toes. So if you're hitting plateaus, I recommend doing the stretch to neutral and loading up the weight much more. You're going to be very, very strong. So I have like 900 pounds on my calf raise, but I'm only going from the stretch to neutral. And I've seen a lot of great progress. So some body parts, really specifically the calves, if you're new to training your muscles, you'll experience growth from the stretch. But once you've really maximized the stretch for a movement, let's say with flies or with chest, you're not able to increase the stretch repeatedly. After you get those stretch mediated gains, you're not going to keep on getting gains from the excessive range of motion. You just have to progressively overload. So you don't need excessive stretch. Those are for newbie lifters. You get that stretch, but calves continue to respond to the stretch. Storm Machine, my gym has a seated calf raise, but it doesn't really seem to get a good stretch. I haven't used my seated calf raise in months and months and months and months and months. You are going to get all the benefits you need from straight leg. Straight leg calf raise is all you need. You're not going to get a good stretch on a seated calf raise machine. And you're not hitting the gastrocnemius. It slacks it too much because you have the knee bent position. It's not beneficial. I know because I've done seated calf raises. I've seen no benefit in adding them or removing them. I've seen much more just by focusing on straight leg variations. Cerny, are you planning on making some new workouts for Max Swole full body? Do we have full body? Yes. I need to go look at the program and add some more stuff. So yeah, we're going to be adding some more things like that. And this is why I've been doing a lot of full body is also, I'm just, I've been over the past like several months, just been mastering different things so I can add the best programming to Swolenormous X. Full body is taxing, but again, whenever I talk about full body, it doesn't have to be literally every body part. So if you're doing full body, it's great to take a day off and train every 48 hours. So every other day, let's say you're doing every other day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? Let's say you're doing literally every other day. That's about 3.5 workouts a week. Some weeks is going to be 4, some weeks is going to be 3 if you do every other day. But not every body part you can train every other day. Sometimes it might be every other workout. So yesterday's episode on Spotify, I talked about this. There are going to be some body parts that just don't recover enough. Or if you do certain exercises, let's say lengthened position, seated leg curl, or Jefferson curls or something where you're training in lengthened position, you might be more fatigued and notice that when you do that on a Monday, you're not really going to be able to hit the same body part on Wednesday. So if you do certain exercise on Monday, maybe you wait to train that body part again until Friday if you do them, or you train more shortened positions if you want to train more frequently. So it really also matters how often you're trying to train a body part and what you're trying to bring up. So if you're trying to bring up a lagging body part, you want to train it more frequently, but it's really as frequently as you're able to provide a stimulus. You don't want to just arbitrarily train a body part every other day because it might not be recovering enough based on your exercise selection, your intensity, or just that body part. Some body parts you might find that get fatigued more quickly. So if you do want to train them more often, maybe leave a rep in the tank. That way you're not digging yourself out of as much of a hole. Maybe you don't go to 0 RIR. Maybe you go to 1 RIR. Yeah, you could do calf raise seated. It's just not necessary. It's not necessary. From my experience, forearms are more genetic than calves. You can definitely bring up your calves, but it's also how large the muscle belly is, your tendon insertions. Everyone's going to look, when you optimize hypertrophy, everyone's body is going to look different. Some people just have smaller calf muscles and the tendon's longer, so you're just not going to see the same type of development, but you can definitely build. All right, last chance for questions. Drop in the comments. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. We got good questions. We got good questions, Beaches. Power buff girls. Oh, that's good too. Power pump girls. Power buff. That's pretty good too. That's pretty good. Tomorrow's release for merch is awesome, by the way. So 12 noon Eastern time. 12 noon Eastern time for tomorrow's show. We'll have new releases. Kevin H. 562. Papa Soy, how do you overcome the urge to snack between meals besides sheer willpower and self-hate? Eat better food. You don't have the need to snack if you're eating nutrient-dense food. If you're eating more beef and steak and eggs, you're not going to be hungry. So if you have the urge to snack, you might just be starved for nutrition. A lot of people eat food, but they're not getting enough nutrient-dense food, so they're hungry. Or you might be thirsty and you might be low with electrolytes, sodium, magnesium. Let's see. Papa Swolio, creatine plus collagen with empty stomach or previous to gym? I wouldn't take collagen before the gym. Creatine, you could take once or twice a day, 5 to 10 grams. I think there's a lot of research coming out. I take 10 grams a day. I think people need to generally take more creatine than they think. So you can experiment and see what works best for you. Some people like to space out their creatine if it upsets your stomach if you take more. I take 5 grams in the morning. I usually put 5 more in my water around when I'm working out. Electrolytes help a lot with cravings because a lot of times you're not really hungry, you're thirsty. And thirsty is not water. Thirsty is sodium, potassium, magnesium, getting electrolytes in. Hydration does not mean water. A lot of people are drinking tons of water and wondering why they're cramping and feel like crap. It's because most people are deficient in magnesium and sodium. So when you're actually getting hydrated, you feel satisfied and it's going to quell your hunger cravings. A lot of times people feel hungry because they're actually dehydrated. Store Machine, has anyone tried cooking eggs and ground beef all together? Yeah, it's a good option. Eggs and ground beef are fantastic. You certainly can do that. You certainly can do that. You could just put in ground beef in a pan, like throw that pound of ground beef in there, crack a couple eggs and just mix it up until it's all cooked. Nothing wrong with that. It's also great if you make burger patties and then have a sunny side up or over easy egg on top and delicious. 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 Beef and eggs are great combo. Great combo. Why aren't you in the gym? Because I'm sitting here talking to you chodes. I'm about to make my gains. So. Ooh. All right. Last chance. Instagram. See ya. You guys are pretty cool. Ending. Oh, I'm not sharing the live. All right. Let's give away today's Swole card. Thanks for being here. Answer a few questions. I think it was good. Go listen to yesterday's episode if you want more. And tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, let's give away the Swole card. Swole season, baby. All right, today, where is it? Where is it? I remember from earlier. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Today's winner. Yeah, because I saw it earlier and it sticks out in my mind. Michelle, starting week 13 of Swole season. The perfect person. Today was super rigged, but look, if you're doing Swole season, today was rigged, but you started Swole, you're in Swole season. It's a perfect card for you. It's a perfect card for you. Congratulations, Michelle. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com, Swole card 3236 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. Fantastic. It is rigged. Today was absolutely rigged because I remember right when we were raffling it off, I'm like, hey, I remember that you said this earlier. So I was looking for the comment. Because you're in week 13. Congratulations, Michelle. Tomorrow, fam, 12 noon Eastern time, we will have Accountability Monday. We'll be sending out a Swole text later today or tomorrow morning, and we have new releases. So stay tuned for that. Appreciate you, Beaches, for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace, McGeese. Deuce, Magoose, ya boy. Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock's crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
then, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you laying. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. Off topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons out closets and making new deposits. I'm in my